actors and actresses in the audience, they looked terrified at the idea of you mentioning their name. Did you feel that?
I did, and I noticed it the first time. I didn't get it. Like, one of the first one I did it, people would come up and say, "What are you going to say about me?" I think, why do you care? I only go after their public behaviour.
Ricky Gervais built his reputation on saying things in award show rooms that other people avoided saying out loud. What made those moments stand out wasn't just the jokes themselves. It was the reaction in the room. Audiences watching from home often interpreted the discomfort from celebrities and executives as evidence that Gervais was touching nerves Hollywood preferred not to examine publicly.
Who do I pander to? The 200 richest people in the room, or the 200 million people watching at home who aren't winning awards, who aren't millionaires?
At the height of his hosting appearances, millions of viewers tuned into the Golden Globe Awards expecting unpredictability. Gervais positioned himself less as a traditional host and more as an outsider commenting on celebrity culture from inside the room. Supporters viewed him as exposing hypocrisy, while critics argued he relied heavily on shock value and controversy.
It's a phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she...
Around the same time, discussions about accountability in Hollywood were intensifying. Investigative reporting, public scandals, and the fall of major entertainment figures had already started changing the public's perception of celebrity culture. Looking back, many viewers now reinterpret Gervais's monologues as part of a broader shift in how audiences viewed power inside the entertainment industry.
All that stuff I said in the show was true. I said, I'm going to write my own jokes. Right? And I thought, who do I pander to? The 200 richest people in the room, or the 200 million people watching at home?
Meanwhile, Jim Caviezel became a controversial figure in Hollywood conversations after publicly supporting Sound of Freedom. The film generated major audience interest while also becoming politically and culturally divisive online. Caviezel described the project as exposing exploitation and trafficking networks, while critics argued that parts of the surrounding online narrative blurred into speculation and conspiracy-driven interpretations.
It's a phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she...
At the same time, Ellen DeGeneres faced a major public backlash after former employees from the Ellen DeGeneres show described a toxic workplace culture. For years, Ellen's public image had been built around positivity and kindness, so the allegations created a sharp contrast between the show's branding and the experiences some employees claimed happened behind the scenes.
Well, from the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't, go into her office. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful. We all walked on eggshells all the time.
Multiple former staff members described an environment they said involved fear, favoritism, and mistreatment. Those accusations eventually led to an internal investigation by Warner Media and significant public criticism. The controversy became one of the biggest celebrity image reversals of the social media era because it challenged a persona audiences had trusted for nearly 2 decades.
The truth is, I am that person that you see on TV. I am also a lot of other things. Sometimes I get sad, I get mad, I get anxious, I get frustrated, I get impatient, and I am working on all of them.
As criticism intensified, public perception of Ellen shifted rapidly. Old interviews, awkward celebrity moments, and past stories about her behavior were suddenly revisited online through a more critical lens. In internet culture, once a public figure's reputation changes, viewers often begin re-examining years of archived footage looking for signs they may have overlooked before.
Celebrity culture has, I think, collapsed at this point, and I think that's a death that needed to happen, because the amount of excess, the amount of debauchery is stunning.
Celebrities including Dakota Johnson, Margaret Cho, and others publicly discussed uncomfortable experiences involving Ellen, adding momentum to the backlash. At the same time, commentators online started connecting unrelated controversies together, building broader narratives about Hollywood culture, celebrity influence, and the pressure to remain silent within powerful entertainment circles.
Oh my gosh, he's completely alive. He was trying to get away.
Following the end of Ellen's show in 2022, internet speculation intensified around several tragic events involving people connected to her professionally or personally. However, it's important to distinguish verified facts from online theories. The deaths of Anne Hetchy and Stephen Twitch boss were both officially investigated, and many viral claims circulating online about hidden motives or conspiracies remain unsupported.
There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know.
The internet nevertheless continued treating those tragedies as part of a larger celebrity narrative. In the age of social media, unresolved public curiosity often fuels speculation long after official investigations conclude. That pattern has become increasingly common whenever high-profile figures are involved in controversy.
He was going through so much, and he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone.
Some online discussions also focused on reports that Twitch publicly defended Ellen during the workplace scandal. Those reports became part of wider speculation about pressure, loyalty, and public image management within entertainment environments. But again, much of the conversation online moved beyond verified reporting into interpretation and assumption.
Larry King asked her, and Kelly and I were in bed watching it, and he asked her, whatever happened to Rosie O'Donnell? Her show went down the tubes. And Ellen said, I don't know, Rosie. We're not friends. And that was like one of the most painful things that ever happened to me in show business in my life.
At the same time, internet communities began revisiting older celebrity friendships and relationships involving Ellen, searching for clues or hidden meaning in public interactions that had once appeared ordinary. This is a common pattern in major celebrity controversies. Old footage and interviews suddenly gain entirely new interpretations once public trust changes.
The way she treated me must be the way she treats others. And I felt, very betrayed.
One of the most discussed moments resurfaced from an interview between Rosie O'Donnell and Larry King. Online audiences later revisited that interview and interpreted it as evidence of deeper tension between Rosie and Ellen, although many of the broader claims built around it remain speculative.
I noticed right away there was a different culture about celebrity. Broke my heart to be in a business that creates and sells those lies for profit.
When Rosie later posted content referencing Jeffrey Epstein on social media, internet commentators quickly connected it to existing online theories surrounding Hollywood elites and accountability. However, those interpretations largely came from speculation online rather than direct public accusations.
Time. Diddy, come on out.
Another major reason Ellen became central to online discussions was her public association with powerful entertainment figures later accused or convicted of serious crimes. Critics argued that Hollywood's culture of proximity and influence allowed questionable behavior to remain hidden for years, while others warned against treating association alone as proof of wrongdoing.
Ellen DeGeneres is named in the Epstein documents, and that part is real. Her name appears in the broader index of over 300 high-profile individuals that show up across the investigative materials. Flight logs, communications, third-party interviews, peripheral records.
In 2026, additional Epstein-related records and court materials continued fueling online debate about which public figures appeared in broader investigative documents. Legal experts repeatedly emphasized that appearing in records or contact lists does not automatically imply criminal conduct. Nevertheless, public suspicion around celebrity networks and elite social circles continued growing.
A source close to Ellen and her wife, Portia de Rossi, told The Wrap that the couple has placed their Montecito home on the market and have decided to relocate to the Cotswolds in England due to the political climate in the United States.
As Ellen stepped away from public life and relocated to the United Kingdom with Portia de Rossi, internet speculation exploded again. Some people interpreted the move as ordinary lifestyle changes, while others framed it as connected to larger conspiracy narratives. No evidence has publicly confirmed those more extreme claims.
Shining a light on something they don't want shined on.
What gives these stories staying power online is the broader perception that powerful institutions often protect influential people until scandals become impossible to ignore. That theme appears repeatedly in documentaries, podcasts, investigative reporting, and celebrity commentary about Hollywood culture.
Beast we're fighting is not just that round guy in an orange spray tan. It's a big cabal of powerful white men, and it's time to end it.
Ultimately, The larger narrative here is less about proving hidden conspiracies and more about explaining why audiences have become increasingly distrustful of elite institutions and celebrity culture. The combination of scandals, resurfaced footage, public allegations, and changing social attitudes has created an environment where almost every old Hollywood moment is now re-examined through a more suspicious lens.